The story begins with 24 years old Akira Tendo, sitting in a dark room watching a zombie movie with lifeless eyes. As the scenes transitions, Akira realizes that it's already 3 a.m. and he needs some well-deserved rest in order to get back to work tomorrow. Right before going to sleep, Akira thinks that a real zombie apocalypse would be much better than going to the office every day. It was 3 years ago when Akira first joined his dream job at a prestigious production house. On his first day, Akira is warmly welcomed by the peers into the department of production. Meanwhile, Akira is excited that he has finally achieved his dream and now he can produce some high-quality commercials for big companies. On top of that, he might meet some big stars along the way. After taking a rendezvous around the office, Akira gets acquainted with Kasugi, the chief of the production department. Just then, Akira takes a step back but mistakenly bumps into Sayori Otori, a cute colleague from the accounting department, who offers to assist Akira if he ever faces a problem with his invoices. After a brief yet fateful encounter, Akira gets to work in hopes for a bright future. Later, Akira and his peers find themselves drinking while having dinner in order to celebrate the start of Akira's new journey amongst them. While enjoying barbecue, Akira unveils that he has graduated from K University, one of the most prestigious schools in the country. During the conversation, his seniors notice Akira's athletic enthusiasm and ask about his background in sports. In response, Akira tells them that he used to play rugby at his school. In the midst of their conversation, Akira passes a glance on the next table only to find Sayori having a drink alone. He instantly realizes that they are a match made in heaven. In order to impress Sayori, Akira decides to work even harder to produce more results. After finishing up dinner, all of Akira's seniors head back to their jobs, leaving Akira in a state of confusion. Unexpectedly, Akira is forced to pull off 2 all-nighters in a row, and after 2 days of non-stop work, he finally gets the chance to get home. Gradually, the harsh reality starts to sink in for Akira as he comes to the realization that his company operates on exploitative principles. The next day, Akira loses all of his motivation to get back to his hellish office. But in the end, he decides to show some backbone since he worked really hard to attain this career. Later, Akira enters his office where every employee is pulling all-nighters without getting paid for their overtime work. Although all of the employees receive annual incentives like paid vacations and medical, but none of the employees ever use it. Just then, Kasugi walks up to Akira, explaining that one of his colleagues has not arrived, so he must pull another all-nighter to fill in for him. Back in the present, Akira wakes up to another day of hell, but little did he know that today would be a different kind of hell. Before heading to work, Akira goes to pay his parking space bill to the building manager. Upon opening the door, he finds something out of a horror movie, a zombie eating human flesh. He instantly makes a run for his money, but an entire group of zombies start following him. While running for his life, the gravity of the situation sets in and Akira realizes that he is free from his hellish company. His once monochromic world is filled with color again. Despite being chased by cannibals, Akira is happy to get a day off from work. He remembers all the things that he wanted to do in his free time, but the most important thing is to confess all the bottled-up feelings he has towards Sayori. After reaching her apartment, Akira finds his zombie boss. He instantly resigns from his job and as a goodbye present throws him out of the window, a perfect payback for all that unpaid labor. Sadly, Akira sees Sayori in a zombified state. However, he confesses his love and says goodbye to his first love ever. Later, in the midst of night, Akira enters a grocery store to create his own bucket list. The next morning, while sleeping, Akira suffers through a nightmare, a day when he went to the office in a fever of 100 degrees. Meanwhile, the former boss yells at him for slacking off. Suddenly, Akira wakes up from the nightmare trembling in fear, but in reality he is free from work and obligation. He starts off his day by cleaning his room of all the trash and dust it has collected over the past 3 years. On the other hand, somewhere in Tokyo, a reporter is ambushed by a group of zombies. Before dying, she reveals the horrific situation in which the world has fallen. Both internet and telecommunications have been down while there are no words from the government. Back at his house, Akira wonders where the world will be heading from this point onward. After dozing off for a while, Akira opens the fridge and takes a beer. He rejoices in the fact that he is free from all of his daily obligations and work. After a while, he decides to spend the day getting drunk, filling in for all the time lost of the past 3 years, but things don't go as planned, as Akira finds that there are no beers left in his refrigerator. After thinking for a while, he heads out through the neighboring building. While climbing down, Akira unexpectedly encounters Kusaka and his wife. After formally introducing himself, Akira reveals his intentions to visit the convenience store. Before leaving, Akira promises to buy some stuff for the surviving young couple to help them pass their day. Right after, Akira jumps on his bike to head out, which even confuses the zombies. Meanwhile, Akira realizes that the number of zombies has grown since yesterday. After reaching the convenience store using his rugby skills, Akira finds another bike park outside the store. Inside, Akira runs into another young girl named Shizuka Mikazuki. He tries to initiate a conversation, but the girl ignores him with a straight face. After failing to initiate a proper talk, Akira requests the girl to share her contact info. However, Shizuka takes a look at his shopping cart and states that she won't spend time with someone who made a trip to the convenience store for some beers. In the end, she refuses to share her contact info with someone who cannot analyze the risk factor in one's own action. Their conversation is interrupted by some rude zombies. Meanwhile, Akira decides to play the hero and jump in front of the zombies, but the mysterious girl quickly pulls him towards herself as a truck crashes into the store, which would have squashed Akira. However, his bike is destroyed in the process, while Shizuka uses the distraction to escape on her own bike. Luckily, Akira finds a scooter parked near the convenience store. In that moment, Akira finds the ultimate upgrade, his dream motorcycle parked on the sidelines. In the evening, Akira returns home after a fulfilling day. He climbs up to Kusaka's place, but sadly they did not survive the day. After returning home, Akira enjoys his beers, thinking that he will enjoy his 3-year vacation and do the things he couldn't achieve in his lifetime. He then proceeds to write off 4 items from his bucket list while adding more stuff in there. After writing 30 items on his list, Akira writes the things he wants the most in his life: to go home and spend time with his parents, best bud, and to meet the woman of his dreams, which brings him a step closer in completing his 100 things to do before becoming a zombie. On the other hand, the same morning, Shizuka wakes up in a lavish home and starts off her day by exercising while taking a few multivitamins. She then tries to find a way to communicate around the globe. Later, she reviews a manual consisting of 100 things to do to avoid becoming a zombie. While closely monitoring the behavior of the zombies, she discovers that the current zombie apocalypse consists of both fast and slow zombies. Later, she heads out to buy some groceries needed for survival, and that's when she encounters Akira at the convenience store. In the evening, she reviews the recorded footage, wondering how Akira could be so reckless over a single can of beer. Another morning brings another exciting day in Akira's life. He goes into the washroom, intending to grow a beard, but in the end he decides to discard the idea. Suddenly, the internet starts working once more. Just then, Akira receives a lot of unseen messages, and in them is a message from his best friend Kensho, telling him to quit his job. Somewhere else, Kensho is stuck in a room with a zombie. He's exhausted and feeling low, even though he has alcohol to help him cope. As Kensho is about to lose hope, he remembers the good time he had with his friend Akira, who always laughed at his jokes. Suddenly, Kensho gets a call from Akira. Akira starts off the conversation by reminding him about the last time they had drinks together, but he cannot understand the reason Kensho is so down. While Kensho cannot comprehend why Akira is so hyped, Kensho then reveals that he is in Shinjuku, thinking that there is no way in hell Akira can reach Shinjuku, but Akira assures him that he will be there in a bit and all he needs is his address. Despite Kensho's warnings, Akira gets on his bike to rush over to Shinjuku. On his way, he recalls the days he happily spent with him. Kensho was always a smooth talker, and using his talent, he became a successful real estate agent. On the other hand, Akira had continued to suffer because of unfair treatment at the job. Seeing this, Kensho suggested him to quit since the company had horrible reputation. However, the conversation ended up with a fight due to Akira's irritative nature. After a while, Akira finally reaches Shinjuku, distracts the zombies, and in doing so saves another man on the streets. Later, Akira meets up with Kensho, and with tears in his eyes he states that Kensho was right all along. He should have listened to his advice and quit his job. With tears running down his face, Akira apologizes to Kensho for releasing all of his anger and frustration on him. Their sentimental conversation is interrupted by a group of zombies. With no way out, the duo of friends head to the rooftop. Meanwhile, the zombies are pursuing the two of them without any pause. At that moment, Akira comes up with a crazy plan to jump across to another building. He gets into position and jumps across the building and even convinces Kensho to do the same, but he is scared to death. He admits that he is going to die, and before that he confesses his real dream of becoming a stand-up comedian. In the end, Akira convinces Kensho to take the leap of faith and enjoy the rest of his life with him. So that will be it from us. If you enjoyed the video, then leave us a like and subscribe to our channel for similar content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the next one.